everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here, and today I have got another keyboard that I have played in Germany. If you watch my video of my 3-day trip to Germany, you'll also see me playing a few things on this keyboard and been playing on some of the styles and that. And this is the keyboard that I've got, that I played in Germany. And here it is. Here we are, we have the new Yamaha PSR-EW410. Now I had two choices. I could have went for the 61 key version, the PSR-E463, but I decided to go big and go for the 76 key version, the PSR-EW410, because not only does it have 76 keys, but it also has some other things that the 61 key version, the PSR-E463, didn't have. So yes, I will go through some of the differences between this keyboard and the PSR-E463, but right now I'm going to unbox this keyboard. Here we have the mains adapter, and in here is the owner's manual and the music rest. And here it is, the new Yamaha PSR-EW410. So now, right in front of me is the new Yamaha PSR-EW410 keyboard. Some of you may know that I have a PSR-E443. I bought it 4 years ago, when that was the current entry-level keyboard. Well, I no longer have the PSR-E443 as I have sold it. I sold it a couple of months ago because this one will replace it. But there were two more keyboards before the PSR-E463 and the PSR-EW400. A couple of years ago there was the PSR-E453 and PSR-EW400. I skipped those models and decided to go for this one, the next one up, the replacement of the PSR-E453 and EW400, and got the PSR-EW410, and didn't get the E463 because I wanted to have a longer keyboard. So I sold my E443 to get this one. And right now I'm going to go through with you some of the differences between this keyboard and the 61 key version, the PSR-E463. Now the first difference between the two keyboards is that the PSR-EW410 here has 76 full-size keys, whereas the PSR-E463 had 61 full-size keys. And the next difference is that the PSR-EW410 here has the live grand piano voice, whereas the PSR-E463 only had the standard grand piano voice, just like it had on all the other PSR-E keyboards, just like the PSR-E443, E453, etc. And when it comes to sampling, the PSR-EW410 has 7 sample zones, whereas the PSR-E463 had 5 sample zones. And the next difference between the two keyboards is that the PSR-EW410 here has 2 12-watt speakers, whereas the PSR-E463 only had 2 6-watt speakers. So on the PSR-EW410 here, the speakers are twice the power than on the PSR-E463. And the last difference between the two keyboards is that the PSR-EW410 here has the aux outputs. The PSR-E463 did not have those outputs. So those are just some of the differences between the PSR-E463 and PSR-EW410 here. And right now, I'm going to go through the functions and features on this keyboard and show you how to use these features. Thank you very much for watching and hope you enjoy. Now, the first thing I want to show you on this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-EW410, and that is the functions, with the function button here on the top right side of this video. Now I promise you that I won't make this tutorial as long as I did with the last one, which was the Casio CTX 5000. Yes, I thought that the tutorial of the CTX 5000 was quite long, but with the Casio CTX 5000 they've crammed so many features on that keyboard, which is also the same range as this keyboard, which is an entry-level keyboard. So yes, they've crammed so many features on that keyboard, which is a good thing. And so yes, I won't make this tutorial as long as the CTX 5000. So right now, I'm going to go through with you the functions of this keyboard. So I'll probably go through nearly every feature of this keyboard with the functions, ranging from dual voice, split voice, main voice, reverb, chorus, and other features as well. So we just press the function button and then the screen will appear. There you go, the style volume, which alters the styles volume. So I'll just do that quickly now. And then we have the song volume. So if we select a song, and then we can change the volume. We go back to the voice, so go back to the functions, and then we have the groove volume, which is the groove creator volume. So I'll show you that quickly. And you just press these two buttons simultaneously to get the default. Go to the functions again, and we have the aux-in audio volume. But we haven't got anything connected. And we have the USB in volume, which adjusts the volumes of audio playback that's input to the USB to device. So basically, because this keyboard has an audio player, an audio recorder, and when you play something back with audio, that's when you can use this to change the volume of it. But I will show you the audio recorder later on this video. And then we have the transpose, so you can transpose the keyboard just like this. And we can also change the tuning, so just like this. Go through some other functions. We have the pitch bend range, because this keyboard has a pitch bend wheel, so we can change the pitch bend range just like this, or this, or this. It goes up to 12. It goes up to 1 to 12. So 1 and 12, which basically pitches it up to an octave. Just like that. So that's just a pitch bend range. And then we have the split point, in which you can alter the style's left hand side, so you can have it any way you want. So just like this. So the default is up to here. And then we can just change that. We can just change that to say up here. Or if you wanted to, although not recommended, you can have it throughout the entire keyboard, just like this. So we just put that back to default. So if you was to do that, go through the whole keyboard with the split point, then there would be nowhere to play any melodies, would there? Okay, so we go through some more functions. And now we have the touch response. We can like change the touch response. So it's on medium now, so we just play it normally. Or we can have it hard, so you have to press it a little bit harder. Or soft. Or fixed. Now what that means, fixed, it acts as if the keyboard is not touch sensitive. It's on fixed velocity. So it doesn't matter how hard or soft you play the keys. It's fixed. So we just put that back to default. And then we have the main voice volume. So we can just alter that. And then we have the main voice octave. And then we have the main voice pan pot. So it's 64 at the moment, which means that it's in the center. But if we do it up to 127, it will only come out on the right side of the speaker. So it will come out on the right speaker, where nothing comes on the left speaker except for the reverb. And if we did it the other way around, go all the way down to 0, and then the pan pot will only, the sound will only come from the left hand side of the speaker, while the reverb is on the right hand. So just put that back to default. And then we have the main voice reverb, so we can change the reverb types. I'll show you that quickly now. Oh, sorry, no, my bad. This is the reverb density. So it's up to 100. It's up to 127. So the reverb, you get a lot of reverb. And if we put it down to say 0, then you have no reverb. Just put that back to default. And the same thing goes to chorus. There you go, you can hear the difference. Well, hopefully the video will pick up the difference. And then we have the main voice attack. There you go, just like that. So put that back to defaults and put it down to 0. It will still be the same. So let's put it to 80, say. There you go. That's something that is more likely to be used in the synthesizer voices. And then we have the main voice release. So we just put that to say 100. So it kind of acts as if it's a sustain, although it's not sustain. There you go. If the release is set down to 0, you get that sort of effect. Let's just put that back to default. That's back to normal. And then we have the main voice cutoff, which you can do this. And then we can also have the main voice resonance as well. So just like that. But to me, I don't see why there's any point in doing it like that, because there's on the left hand side of the keyboard you have here the real-time control knobs here on the left center, in which you can do resonance and cut off the same way, just like this. But I will show you more with the real-time control knobs later on in this video. And then we have the dual voices here. So we just turn the dual voice on so that we have piano and strings. And with here we can change the dual voice as well. So we've got strings, or let's just select any random voice. So let's just say 83 or 111. So that's where you can change the dual voice. And then exactly what I did with the main voices, but also on the dual voices, the volume, the octave, the pan pot, the reverb, chorus, attack, release, cut off a resonance, just exactly as I showed you with the main voice. So I won't go through them because it's exactly the same as I demonstrated with the main voice. We have the split voice. I'll show you that quickly now. The split voice, in which you can, if we turn on the split voice, we can have a voice for our left hand. So here's the piano, and now we have the bass. Oh, hang on. There. That's the left hand. And now with this you can change the left hand voice, just like this. Just like with the main voices, you can change the dual voice and split voice to any of the 758 built-in sounds this keyboard has. And then the same thing, the split volume, octave, pan pot, reverb, chorus, and so on. And now we go for the reverb effects. We have the hall. Oh, I'll just turn everything off quickly, one sec. There you go. So we have the hall reverb, hall 2, hall 3, hall 4. 1 second, I'm just going to select a sound in which you can just about hear the difference of the different reverb types. So we're back on reverb, and we select a drum kit for this. Just trying to find a... So yes, we go back to hall 1, hall 2, hall 3, hall 4, so you can hear the echo lasting longer. And then we have the cathedral reverb. I'll turn up a bit more so you can hear the difference. Room 1, room 2, room 3, stage 1, stage 2, plate 1, plate 2, and off, so that there's no reverb. And my bad on the cathedral, I said cathedral 1. There's no cathedral 2 or cathedral 3, so my bad. So that's all the reverb types. And now we have the chorus types. So just go back to the piano voice. Turn that down a bit. And here with the function we can change the chorus types. But what would help is that we go back to the main voice. 1 second. There you go, main voice chorus. So that, because its default is 0. There we go. And then we can go back to the chorus section. There we go. So chorus 1, chorus 2, chorus 3, and then we have flanger 1 and flanger 2, and off. So that's just some of the chorus types. And we go back to the main voice and put that back to the default. Main voice chorus, default, here you go, back to 0. And then go back to chorus. And now we go through the other functions. We go through the master equalizer. I will show you the different equalizer types. There's the speaker, headphones, boost, piano, bright, and mild. So I'm just going to play a style so that you can hear the differences. So just like that, the different equalizer types. And now we go through the melody suppressor, which unfortunately I can't show at the moment because I haven't got a USB stick in the keyboard with an audio song. But I think this, what the melody suppressor does, that it cancels the vocals on certain songs, depending on which channel it's on, if you was to edit it using software on your computer. So we'll have to skip that, but that's what it is, the melody suppressor. And now we move to the different DSP types. There are 10 different types, so I'll show you those quickly. 1 second, just go through the... Oh, yes, silly me, I forgot to turn the DSP on. So there we go, the DSP effects is now turned on, so you get effects such as the rotary speakers, or distortion 1 and 2, chorus, flanger, phaser, tremolo, auto pan, LPF, HPF. So yes, those are just the DSP effects. And now we have the harmony and arpeggiators. So I'll show you that now. There are 26 different harmony types and 150 different arpeggiator types. So I'm going to show you the harmony. Now with the harmony, we have to turn on the auto accompaniment, so we get harmony effects such as this. Oh, got to turn it on. Or this. And let's go through the other some other ones. We have like the trill harmony, in which I'll show you. So just like that. Or echo. And now we have the arpeggiator types. I will show you those. There are too many arpeggiators for me to show you them all. There's 150 altogether. But here's some of the arpeggiator types. I think some of these arpeggiator types would work better with synthesizer voices. So I'm just going to go ahead and select a synth. Oh, not that one. There we go. And then we turn on the arpeggio. Go back to the functions. And then we can select different arpeggiator types. So yeah, so those are the harmony and arpeggiator types. We'll go back to the function and we're going to go, and there's the harmony volume, and which I'll show you. So let's just go back to the piano sound, go back to the functions and do the trio harmony type. And do the harmony volume. notice that the harmony is slowly fading away as you turn down the volume, and it gets louder as you turn it up. And then we have the arpeggio velocity, which are two choices. We have original and key, depending on the arpeggio type. I'm not sure how it works, but it just depends on the arpeggio type. And then we have the arpeggio quantize, again depending on the arpeggio type. And then we have the pedal functions, which you have three choices. You have sustain, arpeggio hold and sustain. I don't have a pedal connected to the keyboard right now, but that's what it is. And now moving on with the functions, we have the scale tuning. We have 5 different scale tune types. We have the equal, which is normal, pure major, pure minor, bayat and rast. So I'm going to go through the 5 preset scale types. So we have the equal, which is normal, and then pure major, pure minor, and bayat, and rast. So those are the scale presets. We'll just put that to normal. Go, and then we have the bass note. I'm not so sure what that is, but you have these different types. And now the next bit, we have the tune note. Basically what that is, that you select a note. So let's say we'd take D for example, and then go to the next category of the tune, and then we can tune it. So all the other keys are normal, just like this, except for D. And then we can just go back and we can tune another note. So let's say F, for example, and then we go and tune that. So just like this. So we're just going to put those to default. And at least with that you can like make your own sort of scale tuning, like just like Arabic scale. So like make your own tuning so that you can tune each key individually. So we go back to C. So those are just the scale tuning. Now moving on there, we have we got some MIDI functions, but I don't have anything connected to a computer or anything. Here we have local on, but if we turn the local off, then nothing, there's no sound coming from the keyboard, but then we turn it back on. This is all to do with like if you was to connect your keyboard to a computer. And then we have here the external clock, which is where you can toggle that on and off. And we have the keyboard out, on and off. And then we have the start out, on and off, or the song out, but there's the song isn't selected, so we can't choose that. And then we have initial send. And then the other functions we have loop back, on and off. I think that's to do with the audio loop back. And then we have blank cut, which is you can toggle that on and off. And we have the time signature numerator, which alters the beat of the metronome. So it's on 4 beats at the moment, so it'll sound like this. Oh, we'll just turn the tempo up. And go back to the function. And now we're going to have it 3 beats. As if it was a waltz beat. Or 2 beats. Or 1 beat. Or no beats. So it just keeps on ticking. That goes up to 0, all the way up to 60. Well, that's a lot. So we just put that back to default and turn off the volume. Sorry, the metronome. And now moving on with the metronome functions, we have time signature denominator, which I'll show you. So the default is 4. And then we're going to put it to 2. So basically, in other words, cuts the tempo in half. And then we go to 8, which makes it even faster. And then 16. So it goes up to 16, put it back onto defaults, and then we turn the metronome off. And then moving on, we have the metronome volume. Just put that back to defaults. And now moving on with the functions. Yes, sorry, I had to stop the video and turn on the lights because it's getting a bit dark outside. I think there's a storm heading our way, so yes, I had to stop and turn on the lights. Now moving on with the functions. We have the demo group. So we have the demo, the preset, user, download, USB and audio. So basically, when demo is being selected, when you press the demo button, it'll just keep playing the 3 main demo songs over and over. And then you press preset, it will play the 30 presets. And then when you press user, when you press the demo button, it'll just keep playing the user songs that you created yourself, in which I haven't created any yet. And then we have the download, which is downloadable songs in which you've transferred into the keyboard, and then USB songs in which you've got on your USB stick, and audio songs, and so on. And then we have the play mode, which is which I can't access at the moment because I think it's something to do with the audio songs, but we have 2 different choices otherwise. Demo play mode, it'll be normal and random. Or normal or random, sorry. And no, my bad, it's not to do with the audio, it's to do with the demo songs. And then we have the speaker mute, which is off, but we mute the speaker, then nothing. And then we have the auto off, which is the auto power for the keyboard. You have if you turn it off, the keyboard will stay on. And then if you select 5, if you don't touch the keyboard for 5 minutes, the keyboard will automatically turn itself off. And if you select 10, if you don't touch the keyboard for 10 minutes, it'll turn itself off. And then goes to 15 up to 2 hours. So it's on 120, so if you don't touch the keyboard for 2 hours, the keyboard will turn itself off. So we're going to put that back to defaults and go to 30. And then we have the battery type, which I don't have batteries. This is powered on by mains adapters. We have these different type of batteries, alkaline and NiMH. I don't know what that is myself. And finally, with the functions, we have the language, which is we have like different languages like English or Japanese and so on. Basically what that is determines the language for the song names. But I don't understand Japanese at all, though I wish I could. So there you go. That is all of the functions and the features of this keyboard. And that's how to go through different functions. Now, the next thing I want to show you on this keyboard is a little bit similar to the functions that I've showed you just earlier on. But as you can see on some of these buttons, you have these icons here. because on the right hand side of the keyboard there's this little box that has a picture of an arrow on the left side of it, and it says press and hold. Now that applies to certain buttons. For example, I'll show you some of them now. With this comp on and off button here, it says split point. If I hold down the button for about a second, it will take, as you can see on the screen, it will take me directly to the split point function. And if I go to the split voice, I hold that down, it will take me to the split voice, so I can change the split voices. And the same thing for the dual voice. I hold that down, it takes me straight to the dual voice function, in which I can change the dual voices. And the same thing for the DSP. I can change the DSP type, and here I can change the harmony and arpeggio if I hold down that button, and the time signature with the metronome button, and so on. And just one more example, the equalizer type, if I hold that down, it takes me straight directly to the equalizer types. So that's how you go to some of the direct functions of this keyboard, by holding down a certain button for about a second, and it will take you straight to that function. And now I want to show you how to create registration memories on the Yamaha PSR-EW410. On here we have the full registration memory buttons here, and we have the bank button. There's altogether 8 banks on this keyboard, giving you a total of 32 registration memories that you can save. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So first of all, we're going to select our sounds and styles that we want to have stored. So we're going to have the turn on the dual voice and have piano and strings. And then we're going to select our style. Anyone will do, just for the example. And we're going to select main B as a variation. And then we just hold down bank and press any one of these 4 buttons. And that's your registration memory saved. So we just select registration memory bank 2. 1, sorry. And then we have our one thing I forgot to do is to turn on the comp. So now that's on, just hold that down again. So we're going to just select any other voice, just for this example, and a different style, and turn off dual voice. Then press registration memory button number 1. And our registration memory automatically gets loaded. And now we'll do another one for this example. We're going to select, we're going to turn off the dual voice, and we're going to change our voice. We're going to change it into a synth, and we're going to change the style. We're going to change it into, we'll change it into that. And have it variation A. Make sure that the comp is turned on. And with the synth, we're going to turn on the arpeggio type. And then once you're happy with all that, we're going to hold down the bank button and select registration memory number 2. So that registration memory is now saved. So here's what we got on registration memory number 1. And registration memory number 2. So that's just part of bank 1 of the registration memories. There's altogether 8 banks of registration memories, giving you a total of 32 different registration memories to store. And that is how you create and store registration memories. Another quick little feature that I want to show you is the song melody voice. So we're going to select a demo song. So we just select a song. Here we have the grand piano demo. And we can actually change that voice. So we are going to select the voice button here, and we can select it to any one of these voices here, and I will show you how. So we are going to select our voice. So how about a harp sound? And then what we do, we will play a song, and then we will hold down the voice button for a second, because it's got a song melody voice with the arrow icon there. So play the song, press the voice button for about a second, and it changes the voice. So I think that's quite a neat feature. Or maybe you want to select a synth sound, say. So that's just a little, just a quick demo on how to use the song melody voice to change the voices of the melody of the demo songs. Just another quick thing that I want to show you is the portable grand. So let's say you've got all sorts of different voices on the keyboard, like this voice here. And it's got the dual voice as well turned on. But if you want to get to the piano sound really quickly, simply just press the portable grand button up here, and then it will take you straight to the piano sound. So just as simple as that to get to the piano sound. And here's something else that I want to show you, that is the categories. Maybe some of you don't want to scroll through all the different voices with this dialer wheel here. Another way to get to category straight away is just to press the category buttons here. So we're on the piano sound at the moment, and then we go to the electric piano, organ, accordion, guitar, and so on. So that's another quick way to get to the different categories of this keyboard. It doesn't just do it for the voices, it does it with the styles as well. So we're on the 8-beat, 16-beat, ballad, dance, disco, and what's the other one? Swing and jazz, and so on. It does it with the songs as well. So we have the categories of songs. We have the voice demo, the piano demo, sorry, the piano solo, piano ensemble, piano accompaniment, and so on. The user, and also with the groove creator does that with that as well, with the categories. Instead of going through the different rhythms and sounds, etc., with the dialer wheel, you can just change them. You can just change the categories like that quickly, pressing these buttons here. And for the groove creator, we have electro, we have dance pop, Euro dance, house, trance, hip hop, and so on. So that's just a quick way into getting to the different categories of sounds and styles and songs on this keyboard. Now the next thing that I want to show you is here, the real-time live control knobs, in which we have we can have like resonance and cutoff, reverb and chorus, DSP parameter A and B, attack and release, volume balance and retrigger rate, which I will show you now. Now on and we press this button to select the knob assign. We have 5 different knob assigns, and on knob assigns of up to 1 to 4, you can select whether you can have it as the keyboard or the backing. As you can see on the screen, hopefully you can see it, it will change. So it's currently on backing, and now it's keyboard, backing, keyboard, backing, keyboard. So you can toggle it, and we're going to show them the keyboard side of it. So that affects the voices on the keyboard when using the control knobs. So we are on knob assign 1, which is the cutoff and resonance. So here it is. And then knob assign number 2, we're going to select number 2, which affects the reverb and chorus. So on the left knob here, we it ups the reverb, so just like this. And on the right one, that triggers the chorus. And then we're going to knob assign number 3, and we're going to turn on the DSP. That affects the DSP parameters. So here is DSP parameter A. And parameter B. And knob assign number 4 is the attack and release of the voices. So here is the attack. And here is the release. Which basically acts as if it was sustain. So those knob assign, these affects the voices, whereas knob assign number 5 affects the backings, in which I will get to in a moment. And now I'm going to show you the backing side of the real-time live control knobs. And I apologise that earlier on I said that live control knobs assign 1 to 4 is for the keyboard and backing. I apologise, number 4 isn't for the backing, as you can see on the screen. It doesn't change, it's just for the keyboard, that one. But 1 to 3 is for the keyboard and backing, and number 5 is just for the backing, in which I will show you. And now we move on to the backing side of the real control knobs. So we're going to select a groove creator pattern. Anyone will do. So let's say take this one, turn it down a bit, and with this we select backing. That's it. Go back to knob assign number 1, and we select backing. And what that does is it now affects the backings. So just like this. And just to quickly show you, that also is the same for the styles as well. Not just the groove creator. So yes, the backing applies to the groove creator and the styles. So now we move on to number 2. So you can see that the chorus and the reverb are in effect of the backing. And now we move on to DSP parameters. And we select backing. There we go. So that's the DSP parameters. And just to quickly show you, that also affects the styles. Just wanted to show you quickly that it also affects the styles, not just the groove creator. And one more thing with the backing, with the live control knobs. Number 4, it only affects the keyboard. And number 5 is the volume balance and re-trigger rate, which I'll show you now. So here is the volume balance. Select another. So that affects the volume. And now the re-trigger rate, when you hold down these buttons here of the groove creator, it affects the re-trigger rate. So just like this. So that's some pretty neat features of the re-trigger and the live control knobs for the keyboard and backing. You can only re-trigger the groove creator, as I've done here. As you can see, you can't re-trigger the styles. So I know it sounds a bit funny because I've altered the with the live control knobs, but I just wanted to show you quickly that you can't re-trigger styles, but you can re-trigger the groove creator. So yeah, just like that pretty much. And that is the demonstration on how to use the real-time live control knobs. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about the groove creator patterns. Now on keyboards, the PSR-E433, the PSR-E443, the PSR-E453 and the PSR-EW410, they were called DJ patterns. But on the PSR-EW410 here and the 61 key version, the PSR-E463, they are called groove creator. Now on the DJ patterns on the previous keyboards, you had 5 sections here. But on the groove creator we have 4 sections here, and we have something here called musical climax, which is basically an ending to the groove creator pattern, in which the previous PSR-E keyboards didn't have. It just had 5 sections and there was no ending. In order to end it, you just had to press the start-stop button. But on the EW410 and the PSR-E463, you had the musical climax here, in which is an ending to the groove creator. So let me show you that real quick. So here is section A. Section B. Section C. Section D. And the musical climax, which ends it. Which ends the groove creator. So that music climax is the ending of the groove creator. The PSR-E410, the E410, etc. didn't have the musical climax. It just had 5 sections and it didn't have any like endings, just like it does with the musical climax on here. Let me just show you another style real quick, just to... So again, we have section A, section B, section C, section D, a musical climax, which ends the groove creator pattern. So that's just a quick demonstration of the groove creator patterns and the musical climax, in which the previous PSR-E keyboards did not have. And now I want to show you the track control, in which you can turn parts of a style or song on and off. So I'll show you that quickly. So I'll just turn on a style, and you can turn parts on and off. And that doesn't just apply to styles, it applies to groove creator as well. And just one more, it also affects the songs. Oh, sorry, not whilst it's in demo mode. Just going to quickly show you. So, for example, we show this one. I'll show you another song. So there you go, and that is how you use track control to turn parts of a style, groove creator, or song on and off. And now I'm going to show you how to record a song. Now if you go to the song section, you'll see that there are 10 user songs for you to create your own songs. So we'll select one of the 10 user songs, and all we just do is press the record button. For this instance, I'm going to record a melody and the accompaniment. So now the keyboard is waiting for me to start playing. So we're going to start playing and record a song. So now it's on the screen, it says writing, so it's writing the song that we've just recorded. And now we can play that back. So what if we want to add something else to our song? Simple, just we're going to press record again. And you can see the screen, it's got track 1 flashing, but as we don't want to overwrite that, this keyboard has a 6-track sequencer. We have 5 tracks for any sort of backings, and the 6th track is for the accompaniment style, which I've just done. In order to change the track that we want, we just hold down the record button here, and we select any one of these tracks here. It says track 2, track 3, track 4, track 5. But we've already done the accompaniment, so that doesn't have any effect. So for this instance, we are going to select track 2. And then we're going to select the voice that we want to record. So we're going to select this one. And then we're going to turn on the harmony and turn on the arpeggio. And then once you're ready, just press the start-stop button to start recording again. So just like this. So we're going to add something else. And then just press stop once you finish recording. So now that we've added an extra track, our song will sound like this. So that's our song completed and recorded. And yeah, so you don't have to record songs using the accompaniment style as I did here. You can also use these tracks to make a complete orchestra from scratch. So that is how you record your own songs. And now I want to show you how to use the audio recording and audio playback, so that you can record your own audio files and playback audio files as well. So first of all, you will need to have a USB stick in the keyboard, which I have now. And what you will need to do is to format the USB stick so that you can use it on this keyboard. But before you do that, make sure you save anything that's important on the USB stick onto a computer before formatting it on this keyboard. So I've done all that already, and for the audio recording, you just press, there's audio, and there we have the my audio files, in which I will show you afterwards. So in order to record, you just hold down the audio button, and it says on the screen, press record to stop recording, as you can see on the screen there. And now it's telling me to press record. Oh, before I do that, I better, oh yeah, the auto accompaniment is already on. So yes, in order to start recording an audio file so that you can record your own audio, you just press record and then it starts recording. So just like this. And then we're going to play something. And then we press record again to stop the audio recording. And on the screen it says writing, so it's writing what I've just recorded, but as it's audio, it might take a bit longer than it would recording a standard MIDI file, as I showed you earlier on. And there you go, you have this file here called audio 1, and we can play that back. And also with the audio playback, we can also use the melody suppressor, and depending on like which channels parts of the audio is, the melody suppressor, you can mute the vocals and stuff like that. It depends on how it's been recorded, if you're using recording software in your computer, in which this case I'm not. But here is the melody suppressor. So yeah, that's the audio recording, how you can record your own audio. And now we go back to the audio, and I'm going to show you the audio playback. Again, just like I showed on the CTX 5000, I'm going to do some EJ samples, in which I've exported using the software EJ2 to demonstrate the audio playback. So here we go. And I'll also do melody suppressor as well. So here's the melody suppressor.
Come on and take me high.
Rock to the rhythm.
Okay, and we'll do another EJ sample. So we'll take this one.
This is really funky now.
So there you go. It's as easy as that. And that is how you use audio recording to record your own audio files, and audio playback to playback audio files. Now here's something else I want to show you, and as long as you've got a USB stick connected to the keyboard, and that is the file control. Now, if you hold down the function button, you see this little icon here. It says file control. You just hold down the function button and you'll get the file control menu come up. But this will only appear if you've got a USB stick connected to the keyboard. So we have these different choices. We have save sample or load sample, if we've got any samples on the stick for the quick sampling, which I will show you soon. Delete sample, delete audio, save standard MIDI file, delete standard MIDI file, save user. Like any stuff that you've got done on the use of the keyboard, you can save it into a USB stick, or you can load the user from the USB stick to the keyboard, delete user, or you can load a style, or format the USB stick, exit this menu, and so on. So that's just a little quick tip on how to bring up the file control. But it will only appear if you have a USB stick connected to the keyboard. Now, the last thing that I want to show you of this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-EW410, and that is the quick sampling. Now, with the quick sampling, you can connect an external device to this keyboard via the keyboard's aux in, which is behind the keyboard. You have a mini jack that says aux in, and you connect that to a external device such as a smartphone or an iPad, just as I've done here. There's my iPad, which is connected to the aux in of the keyboard, and then what we're going to do is say that there's a part of a song that I really like, and I want to record that as a sample on this keyboard. So yes, you can do that. So basically just connect your external device to the keyboard, and then pause playback on the external device at the beginning of the sound or phrase you want to sample. I've done that already. It's just something on YouTube. And then after that, press the record button and then start playback on the external device to start sampling. But before we do that, we select voice number 759, which is the sample voice, and then we're going to press quick sampling. So now we are on quick sampling mode, and then now it's telling me to press a key to the sample zone. So we're going to press middle C. And now I'm on sample zone A, as you can see on here. There are 7 sample zones on the PSR-EW410, and on the PSR-E463 there are 5 sample zones. So here we have sample zone A, and sample zone B, C, D, E, F and G are on the upper part of the keyboard, in which I will get to in a moment. So yes, we're now on sample zone A, and now it's telling me to press record. So I press record and play back the song that I want to sample. So I'll just press record on the keyboard and then press play on the iPad of the part that I want to sample. Okay, now it's writing. It's now writing because sample time is approximately 9 seconds. You can do like 9 seconds. And now we get out of quick sampling, and now my sample voice should sound like this. So that's the part just sampled on the keyboard. So yeah, it's really fun to do actually, and really easy to do, as you just seen. So just as easy as that. Okay, so now that we've done a sample for sample zone A, which is this, we're now going to do a sample for sample zone B. So we're going to go back to the quick sampling mode, pressing this button here on the top left here, and then we're going to select sample zone B, And now here is the default. On the screen it's telling me if I want to have it as a loop or not, something that you couldn't do on sample zone A. So we're going to select yes, we're going to have it as a loop. And now it's telling me to press record, and then I'll play back the sample from the external device. I've already selected something else. I've selected just a audio of somebody playing the drums. So we're going to sample that. So now we're going to press record and play back our external device. So record and play back the external device. And now it's writing. This one's taken a bit longer. There we go. And we get out of the quick sample mode, and that should be on sample zone B. So see the white keys here. The white keys here are not loops, and then here we have the black key which loops it. So that will loop over and over. And it stops as soon as you press that key again. So we have sample zone A, sample zone B, and sample B as a loop. So there you go, simple as that. Now I just want to do a few more samples with the quick sampling. This time I'm not using my iPad. This time I am going to be using, if I just move this, I'll be using the Genos to do some samples. So I'll sample some sounds from the Genos and put it onto the EW410. So I will show you that now. So we're just going to go ahead and do exactly what we did. Sorry, I'm just moving the tripod. So just bear with me on this. That's better. We're going to go ahead and do the quick sampling again. And then we're going to select sample zone C. We're going to do another drums. So we're going to select yes. And then we're going to press record. And I'm going to play one of the rhythms from the Genos. So we're going to do that now. So we would just press record and then press the start stop with the rhythms of the Genos. So now that it's writing, and this is coming from the Genos. So at the moment it is writing. And then we get out of quick sample mode, and now we should have the Genos rhythm. As a loop. And here it is not a loop. So here's sample zone A, B, and C. So very easy. Okay, and now I just want to do a couple more examples of this quick sampling, and I'm just going to add some vocals. Again, I'm using the Genos for this, so just go to quick sampling, and for this example we are going to select sample zone D. It's asking me if I want to loop it, and this time, no, I'm not going to loop it. And now I'm going to press record and play on the Genos one of the vocal ad-libs. So just like this.
Ooh, yeah.
And now that's writing. Get out of the sample zone, and sample zone D should be.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So a Genos sort of sound on the PSR-EW410. That can be possible now. And now we're going to go for one more example. So we're going to go to quick sampling again, and then we're going to select sample zone E. And we are not going to loop that, and we're going to press record and then play on the Genos. That's it. And now that's writing. So there's the quick sampling. So here is sample zone A, in which I've recorded via YouTube from my iPad. And then sample zone B, again with the iPad with a loop. And then sample zone C, which is a rhythm from the Genos. And sample zone D, which is a vocal ad-lib from Genos.
Ooh, yeah.
And sample zone E, again with a sample, again with a vocal ad-lib from the Genos. There's altogether 7 sample zones, and I've recorded samples on A, B, C, D and E. So I've recorded samples from 5 zones, even though there's up to 7. There's up to 7 on the EW410, but 5 on the PSR-E463. And that is how you use quick sample to record samples. Okay, so this is now the end of this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-EW410 keyboard. I do hope you have enjoyed this video and that you have found this tutorial useful. And I must say, on this keyboard you have some pretty good features for the range that it is, which is an entry-level keyboard, and it's got things like quick sampling and audio recorder and audio player, which I thought was really good features to have for this range of keyboard. Again, I do hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and that you have found it useful. So please do write back to me and tell me what you think. And in the next video, or shall I say the next 3 videos, I'll be showing you the 758 voices on this keyboard. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video where I'll be showing you the voices.